Hey everyone, so as always, a note before we begin. There's no financial advice here. These are my own thoughts and opinions, but they come from a place of knowledge and experience, and I'm hoping that you can learn from these 6 bad habits that really we should all be looking at leaving in the past and totally squashing, because they do you nothing, they do no favours, and in fact, they can actually hold your investment journey back if you can't go ahead and drop them. So let's see if we can address them, attack them, and then squash them totally. So many new investors tend to pick up bad habits, whether that's from other people, listening to the wrong information, or perhaps you're jumping on Reddit and you're reading articles that are leading you down the wrong path. Well, let's try and squash them. So we need to acknowledge and accept that investing can draw out all kinds of emotion. That's from excitement, it can be nerve-wracking, especially if you're in the stock market or you're hand-picking stocks that are volatile and speculative. That's all a part of investing. It's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, it just kind of comes with the territory that we get involved in as investors. Therefore, when we make decisions, we don't want to be emotional, because that can ultimately lose us money. So we need to be conducting due diligence, making smart decisions. What I will do, somewhere on the screen here, I will include a video that I'm going to put up at a later date, which is called Investing Without Emotions, and I'll pop it on the screen somewhere. And what I'll do is essentially I'll talk about how you can make good investment decisions, but thinking logically and from a business and savvy investor's point of view, because if you start investing on emotions, you may go ahead and lose money. Okay, so let's look at these 6 bad habits, and bad habit number 1, and I'll pop it on the screen here, is short-term investing. So going in with the mindset that you're going to become rich overnight. It's not going to happen. It is a pipe dream, and unfortunately there's a lot of marketing behind these investments that you see on YouTube, on on the internet, and they lead you down this path to go and take an investment that supposedly is going to make you huge amounts of money. They're not long term. We should always be looking at investments to hold it for 10 years plus, and as Warren Buffett would say, if you can't buy a stock with the vision of 10 years, don't even hold the stock for 10 minutes, and that's really true. Honestly, one of the biggest killers to new and inexperienced investors is where they go in with the mindset of invest now, check the portfolio tomorrow, and expect to see that 40% market rise. That's not going to happen. That could be quite demoralizing, and that can actually knock your investing confidence, especially if you're just starting out. It's typically the mindset which is fueled by joke investments. So when you look at things such as meme stocks, that's kind of where you would buy a meme stock, check in the morning, read Wall Street bets, and hope it's gone up 30-40%. That's not the way that we should be approaching this. So that is bad habit number 1 we need to drop, short-term investing. Bad habit number 2, again, I'll pop it up on the screen, is reviewing your investments daily. This is kind of a bit of it can really knock your confidence if you're looking at a portfolio all the time, okay? And actually what it can do is it can bring out, basically you might even just see all the negatives. You might be in negative equity. Like I said, if you're going to buy a stock, you need to hold it for the long term. So if you're there constantly opening up your investment app, whatever you use, and you're looking at it thinking, why has it not gone up? It may then force you to go on to sell, because you've been convinced that actually it was a bad stock. Whereas if you were to hold on to the stock in 3, 4, 5 months, might be on the up. Bad habit number 3, that is buying investments because someone else did. So if you want to lose money quick, then buying an investment someone else did will likely lose you money. In fact, it will lose you money, because if you're investing for their reasons, it makes no sense to why you would part with your own money. You must follow this rule. If you do not understand an investment, know the risks, know the model, you shouldn't really be investing in it, because that's essentially going in blind. You should absolutely only be investing in everything that you know, that you're educated on, and that you've got a good background in, perhaps. It's what I talk about a lot in my videos. Many people also fall into investing because there's a lot of hype around it. So again, a meme stock is a perfect example. It's in the news, it's in social media, it's fueled up a lot, it has a lot of backing by marketing. Therefore, it almost convinces you that you need to be a part of it. So what you do is you go and jump in, you have no idea about it, then there's a market crash and boom, you've gone and lost money. So it's really simple, it doesn't need to be complicated. Invest for your own reasons, and again, only once you've conducted thorough due diligence that you're happy with. Bad habit number 4 is buying a training course or a mentor. Now, many people might think that what the hell are you on about? You must pay for a training course to learn it. A mentor will guide you. Not necessarily. education can be totally free. I really promise you that. I'm first-hand experience. My education is free, apart from a few quid on Audible, a few seminars here and there, some books. It's totally free. There is nothing on the internet you cannot find out yourself with a little bit of self-discipline and commitment to actually wanting to learn about that particular thing that you're looking into. Obviously, we're talking about investments. So when you see these marketing videos of someone saying, sign up to this free webinar, it's totally exclusive, attend this 2-day event, for a small fee of £30,000, does that not scream you shouldn't be doing it? I don't know. To me, it does, because everything is free out there. You can find it. And truly successful businessmen and businesswomen will tell you what you need to know for free if they like you. It's that simple. So education and mentors can be totally free. And you only need to spend a few quid on Audible books and stuff like that. So all it takes to learn the information is determination, commitment to do better, and the sources are out there. So don't go and pay for an educational course and use that as your excuse, thinking that you're going to see the success that they are portraying. It's just not going to happen. Bad habit number 5, that is investing with little money. There is no point taking £500, opening up eToro or Trading 212 and spending small amounts of money, £50 on multiple stocks that might only return 4 or 5%, take into consideration all the fees, everything like that. Actually, you're earning nothing. It's so much better to save up a pool of money, 5, 10, 15,000 pounds, look at your options, go into an ETF, or choose something that is going to generate a better return on that lump sum. Yes, investing's great, you should start as soon as you can, but you do have to weigh up, is it worth me spreading £500, or do I save up a huge amount and then put that into something else? It doesn't have to be a huge amount, but I'm talking 5k and more. Habit number 6. This is probably the most important one that I really do believe that you should live by. It's slightly different, and that's never brag about your investments or the profit that you make, because I do believe in good and bad karma. I think if you start spending money in your head that perhaps you haven't actually got yet from your investments, you can wipe out that profit. If you start bragging about your investments, you may not get that opportunity again. So I think, if you're making profits and you're doing well, stay humble, educate people along the way and explain how you did it, but don't start bragging about the profits. Don't start talking about what you've, how it's made you this amount and you've gone and bought this, because believe me, it will probably knock the luck that you've had and the decisions that you've made previously that's made you that money, and I really do believe that. So really important, don't brag about it, stay humble, and just continue on that journey, because everyone is investing for their own reasons. They don't need to know. I don't need to know whether you've made it, and vice versa. You don't need to know what I've made from my investments. It's not going to change your life, you knowing, and vice versa. So stay humble, invest smart, and those are the 6 bad habits that I think most people need to squash when starting in investing, or even before those habits set in. So do hit like, subscribe, please share the video if you got some value from it, and until the next one, I will see you all very soon.